think when I first found out about Splash&Dash, I really had to mull it all over and kind of get my mind around a totally different way of thinking for this industry. I think the biggest changes in the industry over the 30 years has been equipment changes. You know, there's certainly tweaking with different haircuts and creative styling. So this is huge for the industry to have actual procedural changes, daily changes in how you're running your business. It's a whole new thinking. I have continued to go to grooming shows and seminars and trying to stay a little more cutting edge than maybe some of the other older groomers. But you know, as a group, as a whole, we are very slow to change. Honestly, once we joined, I was surprised at how well the people received it and how well it really did grow for us. We are under 2 months in licensing for Splash&Dash, and at this point, I think we're pretty close to our core 100 clients, and people love it. People really see the value in it.
At first I thought, well, I don't want to come across the people as you're trying to sell them something, it's a money maker, it's a scheme. And now with the repeat customers, I just see that it really does truly work for people. And honestly, I'd like to sign my own dogs up for it because I go home at night and I really don't want to have to do my own dogs, you know, so I just said to Beth, I really should sign my own dogs up and drop them off on my days off, you know, because I don't have the time to do them and I really don't want to do my own dogs. And I see the hair all over my house and I hear people's claims of, you know, how they see such a difference with the shedding and how clean their house is and their wife is so happy with it. I've had several men say that have signed their dogs up on Splash&Dash that their wives are happier because, you know, if it's the man's dog and the wife isn't so happy with it, and now the dog is clean and fresh all the time, the wife is happier. So it makes the household happier.
Once we signed on with Splash&Dash, I knew it would be really a twofold undertaking for us. We were way back in the dark ages with a card file, an appointment book, and no computer in the shop at all. It was hard at first. It was a tough couple of weeks, but we would never go back. You know, it forced us to modernize. The support we've had from Dan personally and his team has been huge. We could not have done this without the team that he has. They're so completely available and helpful when it comes to anything pertaining to Splash&Dash or your grooming business. As I mentioned earlier, we were incorporating a whole new computer program, which I knew nothing about. It happened to be the same one that Dan has in his shop. He was able to walk me through it and has made it so smooth. I was apprehensive in the beginning that it was going to be a franchise, and this, you know, we're a small business. I'm here every day. I'm actually still grooming dogs. I wasn't quite sure if this was going to fit our small business. And in reality, it's made me be able to afford a franchise feel. And by that I mean having all the corporate support that I've never been able to afford before, having advertising, an advertising staff that I didn't have before. It's allowed me to, for a little bit of money, been able to afford a much bigger company feel. So certainly, you know, I do think Splash&Dash can work on any level for any business. That's a good amount of revenue coming into the shop every month that we did not have.